Hi everyone, Craig here. Today I'm going to show you a fairly basic task, which is how to draw a square in Excel. I know this is a fairly easy task to do, but it will help to get you to think in terms of 2D space and be a good lead into some of the future videos I'm going to create. So what we'll start with are the four input parameters I've created to make this square. We've got the width, the length, the x origin, and the y origin point. So the origin will be our point in space that will represent the center of our square or rectangle, whatever we create here. So right now it's at 0, 0, and I have these set up to move the square in space anytime I change the values. The width and the length correspond to the sides. So if we change one side, we actually get a rectangle. Change the other side to match. It will continue to be a square, but just a different size. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back. So in all of my videos, I'll also point out I'm going to use yellow boxes as the input parameters to whatever drawing, shapes, mathematical functions, anything we're going to represent, and I will use orange for the results or calculations or just general cells that we're not going to be typing into. They'll contain formulas like you see up here. So this square is made up of 4 points like any square. So that's what I've created down the side here. The 4 points that we need are the 5 points we need to make the 4 sides. Really, we have the bottom left corresponding to this bottom left in the first 2 cells. The next 2 will be the bottom right. The next 2 will be the top right. Finally, the 4th point will be the top left. And we need a 5th point that is really identical to the first to draw the last line and close the square back to the original starting point. So the first point is essentially the x origin at the center, and then I subtract half of our width or half of our length if it's on the y side. So we're negative 2.5 because we have a 5 for a width. So we're basically going out to the 0 point, saying we have a square of width 5. Let's go ahead and make that first point be half of that width out in negative space. So negative 2.5. We have the y at negative 2.5, so that will be this point here. If we change these values, it'll dynamically calculate based on the formula. And the next point, we do the same thing, except we're going to only change the x coordinate to be positive, and the y will continue to be negative because we're still below the x-axis here on this chart. Will be positive. We'll go 2.5 to the right and 2.5 up for point 3, and point 4 will be again negative x, positive 2.5 for the y, and then close it at negative 2.5. So we can move the square again, like I said, out in space, move it around, change these sizes, and really make it anything we need it to be. Not a very useful exercise as far as application, but it will help us build into some things we can do, such as the next video I will show related to squares will be rotating the same type square out in space. Now if I type spot, we can even rotate different shapes. So anyway, that's it for a general square slash rectangle and how to draw it. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to continue to make more shapes. I've had a lot of interest based on some circles I drew in the past. So feel free to comment and make requests or just tell me what you think. Thank you, everybody.